Yo, what's up? Welcome to another video on the Cefiro. It is a long time between drinks on this one. I apologize. It's just so hard for me. I don't get the time. So many other things going on. But my mind is always focused on this. It's all I think about, and I just want to get it done. So, some good news. The engine is ready. The engine is ready to be picked up. So I am going to get that tomorrow. So that is huge. Other good news is I am home here for the next 4 days with no wife and no kids. So I can get a lot done. So if I was smart, I would go and pick up the engine tomorrow, which I am, and I would use the other days to put the engine in the car, and I could have it idling, I could have it ready for the dyno, and we could have it going in, who knows, weeks. Am I doing it that way? No, of course I'm not. Of course I'm not. I'm making things difficult for myself, like always. I have decided that I want to change something on the car that I've wanted to change for a long time, and I figure now is the chance. And what do you think it is? The color. I don't know. I just don't like the color of it. It's dreary and drab and just dull and depressing. Every time I look at it, it makes me depressed. The car itself, it shouldn't. It's my pride and joy. I love it, but I don't like the color. I want to change it. I want to give it a whole new life, basically. This is a new engine. This is a new beginning. So let's breathe some life into this car. I have a few colors in mind. I am going to put them up on my Instagram page. I don't know. I just keep on switching every day. It's like something new. I have something set. I'm like, yep, that's it. And then I look again. I'm like, oh, maybe something else. So I want to kind of keep it Nissan, but there are a couple BMW colors which I really like. I see a couple driving around. I know it would suit. The thing with Cefiros, when it comes to colors, it's hard. If it was like a S13 or a Skyline or something, that's easy. You could do red, blacks, whites. They look good in any color. Cefiros are completely different. They look good in only a certain few amount of colors. The reason for that is this here. The chrome parts on the Cefiro, which make a Cefiro. They are the piece de resistance for a Cefiro. You don't change it either. I see some Americans out there painting them black. On any other car, I hate chrome, that is fine. Cefiros, you just don't do it. That's just what the Cefiro is. It's got to have the chrome. So you've got to find a color that matches the chrome. So I'm thinking, it's simple colors that kind of make it, that match it well. Black, white, silvers, darker colors, very dark navies or something. So yeah, I'm still deciding about that. I'll put that on my Instagram page and let you guys see what I'm considering. So for the next few days, what am I doing? But we're tearing this thing apart. Again, if I'm going to paint it, I'm going to paint the engine bay again. What a nightmare. I'm going to paint under the bonnet as well. Get rid of this thing. I'm going to go all out. It's a complete color change. I am going to regret this. I know I'm going to regret it. I could have the car back running, but why do that when I'm always going to... There's two thoughts of regret here. I'm going to regret doing this because it's probably going to take forever, and I have a friend that's helping me, but he's going to be helping him in his off time, so it could draw out to be a very long time. I could put the engine in and drive it, and then I'll probably just regret I should have painted it. So I'm just going to do it. So yeah, the next few days we're going to be tearing this thing apart, and you're going to be here with me, joining me on this. So it's Thursday right now, day one. We're going to try and do as much as we can tonight. My goal is to basically get everything out of the engine bay. I've already been doing a fair bit, removing the loom and stuff, and I'll kind of run you through that now. Okay, so if you're familiar with Sylvia's, Skylines, whatever, you understand that, well, for right-hand drive ones anyway, engine loom and everything comes out of there. I've started to remove all of that. You also have a body loom, which runs runs up underneath here and up underneath this guide here as well. I've kind of tucked that all away and removed most parts there. I've removed the inner liners as well, giving us access to everything. What I've been doing also is being smart about things and labeling everything. Every connector, every plug has been getting labeled because all this has to come out. The engine loom, though, it already has labels because it's from the wiring specialties, so that is good. But yeah, all these things like earths, the headlights, everything is all being labeled. So yeah, and then basically putting things into little baggies as well, getting everything organized, and then just gonna start putting things into boxes. And yeah, trying to keep things as organized as I can, so when it goes to put this thing back together, it's as easy and painless as it can possibly be. So I've done this once before, so it shouldn't be too hard the second time around, right? Yeah, we'll see. Let's do it. Okay, so the loom is out. There it is. All laid on the ground. I kind of think I might just kind of show you through this because it is kind of cool, and it's one of the probably most, I don't know, game-changing things of this car is this loom that our wiring specialties made for me, especially for this car. It's made everything very easy. It's super easy to work with, and it's a piece of art, really. So let's just have a look. I mean, you know, most people doing this conversion would have just got like the old loom and just converted it, but this is a lot nicer. This is actually would have been the igniter that sits on top of the cam cover, but it now has a delete because I'm using a Neo engine, so it doesn't use the igniter. So that's a wiring specialties thing, and that's nice and hidden up underneath the dash. This all connects up obviously to your ECU. This connects up to some plugs underneath there. This just goes to a relay. That I'm not too sure. I have to look up. I think it might connect to something like some other ECU. This is the AEM wideband sensor, which is going to be sold. I don't want it anymore. I just keep on reading a lot of bad things about AEM stuff, so I'm getting rid of it. So starter signal, I think. Starter signal, boost solenoid, oil pressure, probably to the starter as well. Yep, starter. Idle air, these run underneath the plenum. You have all of the injectors here. These have been converted to use the Bosch 1000 cc injectors, which I have. This runs off back to the gearbox. So reverse signal and speed sensor. That I don't use because I have the mechanical speed sensor. Let's go have a look. That bad boy right there, which has been converted with the Nissan Navara thing on it, so I get a proper speedo. O2 sensor, more injectors, knock sensors, the air regulator. It comes with both TPS, so if you're using a Series 1 or a Series 2 RB25, works with both. That will go off to the coil packs, alternator, variable valve timings, grounds. I know what that is, but I have forgotten now. I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, cam angle sensor there. So that's it. All one very neatly packaged thing, really well made, easy to work with, flexible, heat proof, amazing. Then you also have the body loom. Be careful I don't step or break or anything. This, once again, out of the way, plugs in underneath the dash. This one here is a long one that runs underneath the passenger wheel well, which connects up. That will be for your window wipers. Then running up here, which I've kind of messed around with this a lot to kind of neaten this all up. So this will actually run up underneath the driver's guard, hiding it. This runs to your alternator, up to the factory fuse box. That's for the power steering signal and the earth for that. And these just run up to those little weird things all around the fuse box. So yeah, so this is all well neatly hidden now, which will be a new thing for the new engine. But yeah, that's that. So let's all let's pack this all up into a box so it's nice and safe and protected and not going to get damaged or lost. One thing I wanted to kind of talk about is the weather right now, like how good it is, like compared to my last videos where it was like -5 or something. It's like full summer. It's meant to be like that for the whole weekend too. So I'm hoping I can get the car back down off jack stands and we'll get it out here and then we can work on it with a bit of space and in the nice fresh air. Probably wondering why I'm going to respread. I wanted to kind of show you a few things on this car that always bugged me. So when I bought it, I was told that there was no rust on the car. I didn't care. I would have bought it anyway, but there was some rust. So let's have a look. Grab ourselves a little light here. Let's have a look at this side. Ooh yeah. So that was actually not so bad when I bought the car, but it's just getting worse and worse, and it's spreading badly, so it needs to be sorted straight away. Next, it's going to be hard to get to, and a lot of Skyline owners will probably know about this one. Can we see that? Yeah. That has also gotten a lot worse, where it's now a hole, and starting to worry me a little bit as it just gets worse and worse. And I've never driven the car in winter. Or I drove it one day in winter, and it actually snowed a lot that day. But what happens in Norway is this is the side that's parked up against the street. If you park the car, people drive past, they spray snow and all the crap, salt and everything up this side of the car. So it's the side that gets rust. Basically, I've been wanting to fix a lot of panels on this car, and it's almost like every panel needs some repair. The driver's side, large scratch there, which I've just used touch-up paint on. There's a lot of dings and stuff in this side as well. Right here, something has been dropped on the car and it started to rust here. That needs to be sorted. And then this might be hard to see, but just here someone has closed the boot onto something that was in the boot or trunk, whatever you want to say, and it's kind of made it dent up. There's so much dust on it now that you can't really see it, but yeah, so that's the reason I want to get it fixed and repainted. So yeah, let's keep going. Making some progress now, I guess. I mean, luckily the engine bay's been cleaned up a lot. I've simplified everything. There's a lot of stuff I've deleted, so it makes it easier. But the one thing I was not looking forward to: accelerator pedal, brake, and clutch. I don't know. Did this before. I remember this being a pain, but maybe it's easier second time around. Let's see. master and clutch master are both out. Now to get the brake booster. The accelerator pedal, the whole thing had to come out. Not a problem, that's super easy, just 4 bolts. This is the custom throttle cable made up for the forward-facing plenum. There's actually a company that made these, but I don't see them making them anymore, which kind of sucks. But yeah, lucky I got onto that, so that was super easy to do. So let's put these bolts together with the pedal and keep going. Okay, day one, I think we're going to call it there. I've done alright, maybe more than I expected, or just what I expected to do. Throttle cable, brake, clutch, this window shroud is out, rubber grommets, what else, the headlights, all this front assembly, all the loom has been labelled and everything as well, so the front is pretty much ready to go. I mentioned about not breaking any clips. I broke some of the clips. In the shroud, the ones that go in here, they are just a nightmare to get in and out. So I'll have to see how much they are to buy because I'm going to need them. The other one is the window wiper motor. I'll try and do that tomorrow. I remember I couldn't do that last time. I had to get help doing that, so we'll try that again. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it looks like a bit of a mess, but yeah, it's getting there. But we've got time, which is good. And then all of this here, all the parts just starting to pile up. So yeah. So tomorrow is the goal is to get this all done and just kind of cleaned up and looking like it's ready for paint at least. Put the wheels back on, get it down on the ground, then we can try and move it, and then I'll start doing the rear and then start doing all of the doors and everything as well. So yeah, I reckon by like Saturday I'd have most of this done really. Taking things apart is easy, putting things together maybe not so easy, but it's a lot of fun, especially with a brand new painted car, and I really can't wait for that moment. Who knows when that'll be, but yeah, I'll see you back on day 2.